My name is Kim.
And my name is Kathy.
And we are moms that our kids were involved in the PO1 project for religion. And we just wanted to say that it was a really wonderful experience, that not only for the moms, but I think also for our kids. And how do you feel, Kathy?
Well, I think that the program itself being online and the amount of times that they get to meet with the instructors is just right for the age bracket that we're dealing with. And I think it's also that when they get to do their project, it wasn't a project assigned to them. They actually got to think about it and how they could best serve the community. And they could use the strengths that they have in something that they would enjoy. And I believe they got a lot more out of it instead of having something just assigned to them.
Right.
Because they deal with that in school all day. So I think this,
Okay. Did either one of you actually go on the website that the kids go on to do their PO1?
I went on quite a few. I went on first thing myself first before Dan even started, because I wanted to see what is this all about. And how easy it was to go through the different lessons and see exactly where you need to go. And you had the postings out there so that you always knew what was going on. Because a lot of times I have to put things into my calendar so that I can plan for things, and all the dates were there, all the events were there, so we always knew what was going on or if there was a change. And then he would just go out and do his own, you know, they already know how to manipulate and go through it faster half the time than we do. But no, I thought it was good.
And then when there were the lessons on there, you could read, because it was associated by number, so you didn't know who the number belonged to for the student in the class, and you could read kind of like what they said, and by answering some questions and reading their comments to it to get an idea, and you know, just a better flow of things if you didn't understand the question of how you maybe should have answered it, or reread it again, or listen to the program. It was really easy to follow.
Well, you know what I liked about that is when they got to read other people's comments is they started realizing they might have been thinking one way and all their friends are thinking the same way, and they didn't realize it, that they thought, oh, I'm the only one that thinks this way. Everyone else has a different idea.
That's a good point.
And they could say, oh, well, look at this. This is exactly how I feel. So I think that was really positive, but it was anonymous, so they really weren't embarrassed of having to speak their feelings in front of someone. So I thought it was good.
Which was a really good idea, not writing your name, you know, because it was nice.
Did you feel a little bit, did it help you feel a little more connected to their learning process, being able to go online yourselves like that?
Because you could read it, and also not only are they learning, I'm learning too. You know,
you can ask questions.
And it made me become familiar again with things that I might not understand. And you know, we as adults might forget or not always understand things. And reading it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a really good point.
Or there's other times in other types of programs where they come in, you have no idea what they're learning. They don't come home and talk about it unless they have a question.
How was religion?
And you really have no idea. This way you were connected with them the whole time.
It was
really exactly what they were studying.
And it was so good for also for the community too.
Absolutely.
Being involved, because the event that they did, which was a basketball training camp, our boys participated in, and it just went really well, and it went really smoothly, and they were involved, and they saw the outcome of it from what they got from the kids and how enjoyable it was for them as being leaders in that basketball program.
Absolutely. Put them in a different line there.
So you said they were involved with the program. What did they do with the program?
For the doing the basketball training camp? Well, Dan and John and Pat, they had run a basketball camp for a couple hours that day for kids that might not know the fundamentals of basketball, and they taught them the fundamentals of basketball, and then had a scrimmage game.
Yes, they did. At
the end, and we served drinks and we served snacks, and the boys were kind of like coaches. And I think that they really got a lot out of it, and it was fun for all of us. And the moms were there, we were helping with the snacks, and it was really fun experience.
And all the kids asked, you know, are they going to do it again? Is this something we're going to do? They really enjoyed it, because it was boys and girls alike. It wasn't just, you know, one side or the other.
And what about the online sessions? What did you think about that?
I think they were very informative, and because they're on computers all day anyway, so they're very used to going through and working with the blogs and doing they could just click through everything they needed to do, and they were the right length, so they weren't too long or too short. I really think they got a lot out of it, and they could go in and out. So if they had a time crunch where they couldn't sit and do it the whole thing at one time, they could do it over multiple periods of time.
Right.
And it really, I was really impressed.
And it was at their own leisure. You know, like you said, they didn't have to come to class every Sunday, and it was once a month. And they are teenagers, and you know, they are involved in so many other things, and it was just like Kathy said, just the right amount of time.
Absolutely.
Which was really, I think, really was the icing on the cake.
Can you tell me a little bit about at the end of the year, how did they present their projects to the community?
Well,
there was a spaghetti dinner, and all of the kids presented their projects on the stage while there was a spaghetti dinner, which was really nice, because when the community all came for the spaghetti dinner, they all would walk through and see all the projects that all the kids had done. And it was really nice, and I think the kids really enjoyed having other people come and seeing what their hard work, what they did with their project and all the hard work that they put into it, and the different comments that they got from different people from the community. I remember John talking about that. You know, he's like, it was really cool. It wasn't like, you know, sitting in a classroom and just listening to the teacher talk. It was hands-on.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, you know, for this age group, you know, it was really just a great program.
Oh, yeah. Another thing that was really good with the program, the boys, when they were doing the basketball, they actually physically not only did the flyers, but they came and invited all of the classes to attend. And they had to get up in front of kids that were smaller than them, that look up to them, you know, as high schoolers, and talk. And most of the time around their friends, they're very, you know, more vocal, but not in front of a class. And they had to do it in multiple classes all by themselves. They had to come in, explain the program, and invite these kids. And I really think it was character building. It wasn't just, you know,
gave them more confidence.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Well, good. Thank you. Anything else you want to add, or?
No, but thank you for running this whole program.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
You know,
what do you think about the Power of One program that we have here at our parish?
I think it's wonderful, and what impressed me is the number of people that are involved in this, that seem to care, that our children are so involved, and you know, it kind of gives you hope that things are going to be good and continue to do well. And I'm just kind of surprised that it turned out so nice.
Yeah, and go ahead. We're so proud of those little kids there, not little kids, but the kids, they did such a great job, put so much time and effort into that, and I thought it was a very nice job. They did it very nice, and they did a outstanding job. And what should I?
Well, no, I just feel that now when we were growing up and our children were growing up, we had things that were expected of us. And we didn't. And then it went by the wayside where not so much was put into it. But now it's kind of come around where we're involving all the children now. And I said, and the adults are getting involved. And it's just nice to see.
And years ago, you couldn't get any kids involved. They would never take the time. And now these kids are so proud of them. They take the time. They really do an outstanding job on all what they've done. And
well, I think
what I saw there last year, I was really impressed with the wonderful job that they did.
Well, I'm sure it's from the guidance of the people who are responsible for this, and we thank the Lord that we have people like you and others that are interested and will do it.